Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me is Rupinder Kaur Chawla with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi terms induction of fully made in India aircraft carrier INS Vikrant historic, says words cannot describe the feeling of pride he felt when he was on board INS Vikrant. Union Home Minister Amit Shah chairs meeting of Southern Zonal Council in Thiruvananthapuram. India surpasses United Kingdom to become world's fifth biggest economy. Supreme Court has disposed 1,293 miscellaneous matters in 4 days, says Chief Justice of India. Padma Award 2023 nominations open till September 15th. Home Ministry says nominations and recommendations will be received online only on the Rashtriya Puraskar portal. In Uttar Pradesh State Capital Region along the lines of the Delhi National Capital Region to be developed in Lucknow. All female central government employees to be entitled for 60 days special maternity leave in case of death of a child soon after birth or loss of a baby before or during delivery. In cricket, Akshar Patel replaces injured Ravindra Jadeja in the Indian cricket team playing the Asia Cup. And in US Open Tennis, 23-time Grand Slam winner Serena Williams crashes out of the tournament. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has termed the induction of fully made in India aircraft carrier INS Vikrant as a historic day for India. Sharing a video in his Twitter handle today, Mr. Modi said, words will not be able to describe the feeling of pride that he felt yesterday when he was on board INS Vikrant.
विक्रांत विशाल है, विराट है, विहंगम है, विक्रांत विशिष्ट है, विक्रांत विशेष भी है। विक्रांत केवल एक युद्धपोत नहीं है, ये 21वीं सदी के भारत के परिश्रम, प्रतिभा, प्रभाव और प्रतिबद्धता का प्रमाण है। यदि लक्ष्य दुरंत है, यात्राएं दिगंत है, समंदर और चुनौतियां अनंत है, तो भारत का उत्तर है विक्रांत।
With the commissioning of INS Vikrant, India has entered into a select band of nations having niche capability to indigenously design and build an aircraft carrier. The carrier is equipped with the latest state-of-the-art equipment and systems. In Kerala, the 30th Southern Zonal Council meeting under the chairmanship of Union Home Minister Amit Shah is currently underway at the capital city Thiruvananthapuram. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, his southern counterparts, including Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai, and Lieutenant Governors from southern Union territories among the attendees of the meeting. Chief Secretaries and senior officials from the state and central governments are also participating. The Southern Zonal Council comprises the states of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and the Union territories of Puducherry, Lakshadweep, and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The meeting discusses a broad range of issues involving the centre and the states falling under the zone. The Home Minister, who is on a 2-day visit to the state, received a warm welcome on his arrival in Thiruvananthapuram yesterday. Mr. Shah will also inaugurate a convention organized by BJP's Scheduled Caste Morcha in Thiruvananthapuram this evening.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah will be on a day-long visit to Mumbai on 5th of this month. Talking to reporters, Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Mr. Fadnavis said that the Union Home Minister is coming to Mumbai to take blessings of Lord Ganesha in the ongoing Ganesh Utsav. He said Mr. Shah will visit residence of Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde to pay obeisance to Lord Ganesha as well as at Mumbai BJP Chief Ashish Shelar's residence. Later in the afternoon, Mr. Shah will also inaugurate a school at Powai. Fadnavis said the state BJP will request Mr. Shah to chair meeting of the leaders of the party's core committee in Mumbai. India has surpassed United Kingdom to become world's fifth biggest economy. In a tweet, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said the International Monetary Fund's own forecasts show India overtaking the UK in terms on an annual basis this year. This has put India, the Asian powerhouse, just behind the US, China, Japan and Germany. Mrs. Sitharaman said a decade ago, India ranked 11th among the largest economies, while the UK was 5th. Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia has said that with the mantra of reform, perform and transform, New India is writing new pages of success under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He said the country is marching rapidly towards becoming an economic superpower. We spoke to noted economist Dr. Charan Singh relating to the feat achieved by India.
While India has been growing around 7%, which is the fastest growing economy in the world, countries in the West, advanced countries in Europe, UK and America, they are on the verge of a recession. They are facing extreme difficulties and challenges. India is amongst the fastest growing countries. Now, if you look at the GDP of UK, we have surpassed it. But by 2027, we would have surpassed it by a very big margin, more than $1 trillion.
Chief Justice of India U.U. Lalit said the Apex Court has disposed 1,293 number of miscellaneous matters in 4 days. It wrapped up 106 regular cases and 440 transfer petitions. The CJI was sharing the latest disposal rate of the court in the past 4 days as given to him by the Secretary General of the Supreme Court. In a felicitation given to him by the Bar Council of India, the Chief Justice said the message should go out to lawyers across the country that the Supreme Court will try to dispose of as much as you are capable of bringing before the Supreme Court. Senior Judge of the Supreme Court of India, Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, has been nominated as the Executive Chairman of the National Legal Services Authority. In a tweet today, Law and Justice Minister Kiran Rijiju has extended his best wishes to Justice D.Y. Chandrachud. Born in 1959, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud was appointed Judge of the Supreme Court of India on 13th May 2016. Earlier, he served as a Chief Justice of the Allahabad High Court. He had completed his LLB from the Campus Law Center, Delhi University, and obtained LLM degree and a doctorate in Judicial Sciences from Harvard Law School in the United States.
The process to file nomination for 2023 Padma Awards, one of the highest civilian honor, is open till 15th of September. Home Ministry said the nominations and recommendations for Padma Awards will be received online only on the Rashtriya Puraskar portal. The award will be announced on the occasion of Republic Day next year. The Padma Awards, namely Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri, are amongst the highest civilian awards of the country. Instituted in 1954, these awards are announced on the occasion of Republic Day every year. The award seeks to recognize work of distinction and is given for distinguished and exceptional achievements in all fields. This includes art, literature and education, sports, medicine, social work, science and engineering, public affairs, civil service, trade and industry. All persons without distinction of race, occupation, position or sex are eligible for these awards. BJP today came down heavily on Congress, saying the opposition party is unable to shed its colonial mindset. Briefing media in New Delhi, party spokesperson Sambit Patra said India has taken over the UK to become the 5th largest economy in the world, and ones who ruled us are now behind us in the economy. But Congress is unable to shed its colonial mindset. He said as per the recent NCRB data, Congress-ruled Rajasthan is number 1 in the cases of rapes in India. Mr. Patra said in 2021, there were 6,340 cases in Rajasthan. The spokesperson said when Rajasthan Chief Minister was questioned about the issue, he made an insensitive comment towards the women.
सबसे बड़ा विषय महिलाओं के सशक्तिकरण और महिलाओं के स्वाभिमान को लेकर जिस प्रकार राजस्थान के मुख्यमंत्री ने हमला किया है, उसकी भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी निंदा करती है। एनसीआरबी की डाटा के मुताबिक दुखद विषय है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी द्वारा शासित राजस्थान आज जहां तक बलात्कार और रेप के मामले हैं, उसमें सर्वाधिक आगे है। वो नंबर 1 पोजीशन में है इंडिया में। 6,340 रेप के केस 2021 में हुए हैं।
Mr. Patra said in the National Herald case, Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi are out on bail, and recently, when both were called for an investigation by the investigative agencies, Congress tried to be disruptive. He said it tried to pressurize the agencies and spread mayhem. The spokesperson said a prominent Congress leader and former Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh Chandrabhanu Gupta has raised many questions regarding the funding of the newspaper in his biography, which was recently published. Mr. Patra said Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi have inherited corruption. He said the Bharat Jodo campaign, which Congress is planning to run, is not to unite the country, but to save Gandhi family.
Over 213 crore vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under nationwide vaccination drive. Union Health Ministry said more than 25,83,000 vaccine doses were administered in the last 24 hours. During the same period, 7,219 new COVID cases were reported in the country. The ministry said India's active caseload currently stands at 56,745. Over 9,600 patients have recovered in the last 24 hours. So far, over 4 crore 38 lakh patients have recovered from this disease.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi terms induction of fully made in India aircraft carrier INS Vikrant historic. Says word cannot describe the feeling of pride he felt when he was on board INS Vikrant. Union Home Minister Amit Shah chairs meeting of Southern Zonal Council in Thiruvananthapuram. India surpasses United Kingdom to become world's 5th biggest economy. Supreme Court has disposed 1,293 miscellaneous matters in 4 days, says Chief Justice of India. Padma Awards 2023 nominations open till September 15th. Home Ministry says nominations and recommendations will be received online only on the Rashtriya Puraskar portal. In Uttar Pradesh State Capital Region along the lines of Delhi National Capital Region to be developed in Lucknow. All female central government employees to be entitled for 60 days special maternity leave in case of death of a child soon after birth or loss of a baby before or during delivery. In cricket, Akshar Patel replaces injured Ravindra Jadeja in the Indian cricket team playing the Asia Cup. And in US Open tennis, 23-time Grand Slam winner Serena Williams crashes out of the tournament. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
मुट्ठी भर अंग्रेज और हमारे विशाल देश पर राज करने का स्वप्न देख रहे हैं, पर हम इनके स्वप्न को चकनाचूर कर देंगे।
निकल पड़े स्वाधीनता के पथ भाले, स्वतंत्रता संग्राम की सुनी अनसुनी कहानियों के साथ स्वराज हर रविवार रात 9 बजे डीडी नेशनल पर।
क्या आप वरिष्ठ नागरिक हैं? क्या आपके मन में सेहत, आर्थिक, सामाजिक या भावनात्मक मुद्दों से जुड़ा कोई सवाल है? आकाशवाणी आपके लिए लेकर आया है कार्यक्रम एक कदम और बुजुर्गों के लिए, हर रविवार रात 9:30 बजे FM गोल्ड पर। आप अपने सवाल हमें व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर भेज सकते हैं या इस पते पर ईमेल कर सकते हैं एक कदम और airnews@gmail.com।
Welcome back to the Midday News. In Uttar Pradesh State Capital Region along the lines of the Delhi National Capital Region NCR will be developed in Lucknow, keeping in mind the future requirements related to urban planning. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath gave directions in this regard during a review meeting of the Housing and Urban Planning Department, Housing Development Council and all urban development authorities through video conferencing at his official residence yesterday. Our correspondent reports that Chief Minister also directed to start work on the new phase of Lucknow Metro.
Chief Minister said that due to continuous coordinated efforts, the state capital Lucknow is today being equipped with state-of-the-art urban facilities. The pressure of population is increasing in the neighboring districts as well, and there are complaints of unplanned development at times. Keeping in view the needs of the future, Uttar Pradesh State Capital Region should be formed on the lines of National Capital Region NCR. Yogi Adityanath asked officials to prepare a proposal in this regard, and Lucknow and its surrounding districts like Unnao, Sitapur, Raebareli, Barabanki, Kanpur Nagar and Kanpur Dehat could be included in the SCR. He also stressed on the need of a well-equipped convention center in state capital. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
All female central government employees will be entitled to 60 days special maternity leave. The leave will be given in the case of a death of a child soon after birth or loss of a baby before or during delivery. The Department of Personnel and Training issued an order in this regard yesterday. The Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions said the decision has been taken keeping in view the potential emotional trauma caused due to stillbirth or death of a child soon after birth, which has a far-reaching impact on the mother's life. In the order, it has been mentioned that the benefit of special maternity leave will be admissible only to female central government servant with less than 2 surviving children and for child delivery only in an authorized hospital.
In Bihar, 17 people were killed and 6 injured due to lightning in different parts of the state. 5 people, including 3 children, were killed in Gaya, while 12 people lost their lives in Bhojpur, Aurangabad, Jehanabad, Kaimur and Rohtas districts. Expressing grief over the tragedy, Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has announced an ex gratia of 4 lakh rupees to the next of kin of those who died. Mr. Kumar appealed to people to take precautions and remain alert during lightning. In a jolt to Janata Dal United in Manipur, 5 of the 6 MLAs of the party have joined the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party BJP. Now JDU's Muhammad Abdul Nasir remains the only MLA from the party in Manipur. The Speaker of the Manipur Legislative Assembly accepted the merger of 5 JDU MLAs with the BJP. The move by the MLAs comes after Nitish Kumar dumped the BJP and joined forces with Tejasvi Yadav's Rashtriya Janata Dal, the Congress and other parties, displacing the BJP from the co-pilot seat in Bihar. In Manipur, the JDU had 1/6 of the 38 constituency and it had contested in the assembly elections held in March this year. Whereas the Bharatiya Janata Party secured a majority of 32 seats in the 60-member state assembly. Soon after the valid merger of Manipur JDU MLAs with the BJP, party senior leader and MP Sushil Modi took a jibe at the Bihar Chief Minister, saying states like Manipur and Arunachal have become JDU Mukt.
Central Board of Direct Taxes (CBDT) has issued refunds of over 1,14,000 crore rupees to more than 1 crore 97 lakh taxpayers between 1st of April to 31st of August this year. In a tweet, Income Tax India said the refunds of 61,252 crore rupees have been issued in over 1 crore 96 lakh cases, and corporate tax refunds of over 53,000 crore rupees have been issued in over 1 lakh 46,000 cases. All India Radio News has launched a weekly interactive program, Abhyas, for competitive examinations. It is aimed at reaching out to students and job seekers preparing for competitive examinations. The program is in Hindi and is broadcast every Saturday between 9:30 and 10 p.m. Every week a subject is chosen. Students can ask questions through WhatsApp or email, and a guest speaker or expert responds to the queries. Questions on each subject are selected on the basis of crowdsourcing from the students across the country. The program also includes segments like Explainer, Fact File, Examination Calendar, and Question of the Week. The 23rd episode of the program will be aired tonight. The topic for this episode is Geography. All India Radio News has got an overwhelming response for the show, with questions received from across the country. Dr. Sangamitra Sheel Acharya, Professor at the Centre of Social Medicine and Community Health, School of Social Sciences, Jawaharlal Nehru University, will be responding to the queries of the aspirants. The episode of Abhyas will be on air on 100.1 FM Gold at 9:30 p.m. today. You can access it on Twitter at AIR News Alerts or on AIR News official YouTube channel, and also on the News on AIR app. Also, for the next episode on the 10th of September, the subject chosen is Sanskrit. Students can send their queries on WhatsApp number 9289094044 or mail on abhyas.air@gmail.com. The deadline for submission of questions is 7th September.
Over the past 75 years since independence, India's largest public service broadcaster, All India Radio, has been the proverbial storyteller for the 1.3 billion citizens across the country. All India Radio is celebrating 75 years of freedom with the series Azad Bharat Ki Baat Akashvani Ke Saath. It showcases the journey of India since independence in various walks of life through the storytelling of All India Radio.
आजाद भारत की बात आकाशवाणी के साथ, reliving the journey of India since independence over the last 75 years with All India Radio. From 15th August, the series is being broadcast on All India Radio 100.1 FM Gold Channel, primetime news bulletins and across all its platforms. Tune in to stay updated with All India Radio.
In today's episode, we bring you the story of the Bharat Ratna awardees from 1991 to 1999.
Over the past 75 years since independence, India's largest public service broadcaster, All India Radio, has been the proverbial storyteller for the 1.3 billion citizens across the country. All India Radio is celebrating 75 years of freedom with a series, Azad Bharat Ki Baat, Akashvani Ke Saath. It showcases the journey of India since independence in various walks of life through the storytelling of All India Radio. In today's episode, we bring you the story of the Bharat Ratna awardees from 1991 to 1999.
आजाद भारत की बात आकाशवाणी के साथ, reliving the journey of India since independence over the last 75 years with All India Radio. From 15th August, the series is being broadcast on All India Radio 100.1 FM Gold Channel, primetime news bulletins and across all its platforms. Tune in to stay updated with All India Radio.
In 1991, Rajiv Gandhi, former Prime Minister, was awarded posthumously. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the first Deputy Prime Minister, and Morarji Desai, former Prime Minister, were also conferred with the award in the same year. In 1992, Abul Kalam Azad, First Minister of Education of Free India, was awarded posthumously, and Satyajit Ray, lifetime Oscar-winning filmmaker, author and composer, was also given the award. Industrialist, philanthropist and aviation pioneer J.R.D. Tata received the award in the same year.
I think that from a technological point of view, management point of view, Indian industry, at least big industry today, is a very different animal to what it was when I first became a director of Tata's. There is a quality consciousness that didn't exist in the old days. We mustn't forget that it's not so long ago, perhaps 100 years ago, when nobody would touch a Japanese product. Now they are the leaders, perhaps in most products, largely on the basis of quality. So, first of all, there is a big change.
In 1997, Gulzari Lal Nanda, former interim Prime Minister, was honoured. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, aerospace and defence scientist, was also conferred with the award.
Friends, education is a lifelong learning, particularly containing three components according to me. Number one, learning to learn. Number two, learning to live. After all, why do you learn? Learning to live. Third one, learning to survive. In difficulties, we have to survive also. So education should give us learning to learn, learning to live and learning to survive.
Aruna Asaf Ali, freedom fighter activist, was awarded posthumously in the same year. In 1998, M.S. Subbulakshmi, Carnatic classical vocalist, and Chidambaram Subramaniam, freedom fighter and former Union Minister of Agriculture, were honoured with the award. In 1999, freedom fighter and close associate of Mahatma Gandhi, Lok Nayak Jayaprakash Narayan, Nobel laureate economist Amartya Sen, and freedom fighter and first Chief Minister of Assam, Gopinath Bordoloi, and renowned sitar player Pandit Ravi Shankar were conferred with the award. In tomorrow's episode, we will bring you the story of the Bharat Ratna awardees from the year 2001 onwards. Azad Bharat Ki Baat, Akashvani Ke Saath can be accessed on @AIR News Alerts on Twitter, News on AIR official YouTube channel, News on AIR app, Facebook and Instagram handles. So tune into All India Radio News for Azad Bharat Ki Baat, Akashvani Ke Saath.
The United States announced hosting the first ever U.S. Pacific Island Country Summit in the last week of this month amid the growing influence of China in the Indo-Pacific region. According to the announcement made by the Biden administration yesterday, the summit will be held in Washington from 28th to 29th of September. The White House said in a statement that U.S. President Joe Biden will host the summit. It added, the summit will demonstrate the United States' deep and enduring partnership with Pacific Island countries and the Pacific region that is underpinned by shared history, values, and people-to-people ties. Notably, the announcement came a week after the United States accused Beijing of expanding its nuclear arsenal and claimed the extreme build-up process could harm the stability of the Indo-Pacific region. Addressing a press conference in Indonesia last week, U.S. Indo-Pacific Commander Admiral John Aquilino said China is the only country which is expanding its nuclear arsenal and it had 300 nuclear silos going on.
Former Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa arrived in Colombo late last night from Bangkok. Rajapaksa had fled the island nation in mid-July when the protesters had stormed the presidential palace, displaying anger over the country's worst ever economic crisis. Agency sources reported that Mr. Rajapaksa was received by several ministers of the Sri Lankan government. He later proceeded in a motorcade, heavily guarded by armed soldiers, and reached a government-allocated house in his capacity as a former president. In T20 cricket all-rounder Ravindra Jadeja has been ruled out of the rest of the Asia Cup squad due to knee injury. Akshar Patel will replace him in the team. BCCI announced that All India Selection Committee has named Akshar Patel as the replacement for Ravindra Jadeja in the ongoing Asia Cup. Ravindra Jadeja sustained a right knee injury and is currently under the supervision of the BCCI medical team. Akshar Patel was included as one of the standbys in the squad. Jadeja's injury comes as a heavy blow for India ahead of tomorrow's Super 4 stage match against Pakistan. The left-hander had played a crucial role with both bat and ball in India's Asia Cup opener against Pakistan. In today's match, Sri Lanka will face Afghanistan in the Super 4 stage match at the Sharjah Cricket Association Stadium. The game is scheduled to start at 7:30 p.m. IST.
In U.S. Open tennis, 23-time Grand Slam winner Serena Williams crashed out of the tournament last night after going down in the third round to Croatia's Ajla Tomljanovic 7-5, 6-7, 6-1 in front of an adoring crowd. The icon's illustrious career attracted record-setting crowds, including many celebrities in droves, to see the legend in action one last time in New York.
And now let us take a look at the weather forecast for the day. The national capital Delhi is expected to have generally cloudy sky. The minimum temperature recorded was 27 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 36 degrees Celsius. Mumbai is expected to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature was 26 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 32 degrees. Chennai is expected to have partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. The minimum temperature was 26 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be 34 degrees. Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. The minimum temperature recorded was 28 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 35 degrees. Srinagar will have mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards evening or night. Jammu is expected to have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. And in the northeast, Guwahati, Imphal, Itanagar, Shillong, Kohima and Aizawl will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi terms induction of fully made in India aircraft carrier INS Vikrant historic, says words cannot describe the feeling of pride he felt when he was on board INS Vikrant. Union Home Minister Amit Shah chairs meeting of Southern Zonal Council in Thiruvananthapuram. India surpasses United Kingdom to become world's 5th biggest economy. Supreme Court has disposed 1,293 miscellaneous matters in 4 days, says Chief Justice of India. Padma Award 2023 nominations open till September 15th. Home Ministry says nominations and recommendations will be received online only on the Rashtra Puruskar portal. In Uttar Pradesh State Capital Region, along the lines of the Delhi National Capital Region to be developed in Lucknow. All female central government employees to be entitled for 60 days special maternity leave in case of death of a child soon after birth or loss of a baby before or during delivery. In cricket, Akshar Patel replaces injured Ravindra Jadeja in the Indian cricket team playing the Asia Cup. And with that, we end the midday news.